If you're a woodworker, then I'm sure at one time or another, you've thought about trying to sell the things that you make. You may be wanting to make a little bit of money to pay for that next tool, or you may even be thinking that you want to make it a full-time income. Either way, it takes the right product and price to make it worth it. So in this video, I'm going to go over my top 3 items that sell best for me. I'll make sure to go over the prices that I sell these items for in my area. Depending on where you're at, you may be able to get more or less. And if you stick around till the end, I'm going to go over a 4th bonus item that I use to keep customers thinking about my brand long after the sale. Let's get started. The first item on the list are these pattern coasters. They're made from the edge of alternating strips of Baltic birch plywood that are glued into a big log, wrapped in walnut, and then cut into slices. I love the look of these coasters. The pattern catches your eye, and they look great sitting on an end or coffee table. I sell a set of 4 of these coasters for $35 locally and on my website. Coasters can be a bit fickly to sell, but tend to do well around Father's Day and Christmas. They're a great gift for that hard to buy for someone that appreciates something that's handmade, and are a great gift to accompany someone's favorite bottle of drink. This next item can be a bit polarizing, and I'm sure some of you will feel the need to let me know your opinion of them down in the comments below. But with a target market of 63% of the US population, this item is worth adding to your product list. I'm talking, of course, of crosses. This is the particular style I'm fond of making. One has a purple heart center with walnut edging, and the other one has a walnut center with some maple edging. These crosses turn out to be about 10.5 inches tall and 7.5 inches wide. The long pieces that I use to make these projects are 3/4 of an inch square, so I can use longer offcuts from other projects to make these crosses. The center pieces of the crosses are made with 1/2 lap joint. I tend to make a bunch of those when I have the table saw dialed in, and then finish up the crosses at a later date. Now let's talk about price. I sell these crosses for about $45 to $55 depending on what wood species I'm using. They seem to sell great all year long when I have them in stock. They're yet again a great gift for that hard to buy for person that would love a handmade religious item. And it's finally time for the number 1 item out of the top 3 products that I sell. It's a bit of a mainstay for most woodworkers out there. I know it's cliche, but it's definitely cutting boards and charcuterie boards. I've made a lot of boards throughout the years. Some as simple as this cheese board here, and others more complex, like my more recent videos that have boards with built-in cheese slicers. These boards can be as simple as you want. This one's very basic, but I've done others that have juice groove, handles, and fancy patterns. It's all about how much work you want to put into it. I tend to make edge grain cutting boards like the one you see here, but face grain cutting boards are also popular and show beautiful wood patterns across the front and can be easier to make. End grain cutting boards can be very popular and sell for a decent amount of money. No matter what style you choose, you're quickly going to learn to both love and hate them. Prices on these are going to vary depending on the features that you include and the wood species that you use. For this basic one, I would price it between $60 and $70, but I have other thicker butcher block style cutting boards that I start at $125 and go all the way up to $195. The price you can get for these is going to depend on the supply and demand in your area. I find it highly unlikely that you can get anything close to these prices on Etsy. Etsy is oversaturated with race to the bottom prices. But locally, where you have people interested in the person that is making their item and they want to support a local woodworker, you can get more sustainable prices. Now, I said at the beginning of this video that I had a 4th product that I use that helps keep my brand right in front of the customer long after the sale. And that 4th item is my homemade board butter with logos on the container. I make this board butter myself with locally sourced beeswax as well as mineral oil. It's a fairly easy formula that you could do at home on your stove if you wanted to. I do sell it on my website, but what I like to do is give it to customers who buy these larger boards from me. It encourages them to take care of their board and keep it looking beautiful. And every time they go to do that, they see my branded logo on top, and it has them thinking about me long after the sale of the product. And that's it for the top 3 woodworking items that I sell. I'd love to hear down in the comments about what items sell well for you. And while you're down there, if you like this video, feel free to click that like button. I'd also encourage you to click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future videos. Until then, happy making.